Have you ever looked around at your friends and realized no one's really doing okay? Not emotionally, not financially, not even close. Most men are quietly drowning, smiling in public, struggling in private, wearing neat sneakers with a bank balance close to zero. And here's the truth no one wants to say. You are broke. And so is almost everyone you know. Not a little behind, not figuring it out, flat out broke, living on the edge, probably living on borrowed money, borrowed time, and borrowed confidence. It's not just you, it's a whole generation faking stability. Not just tight on cash broke, not just waiting for next paycheck broke. We're talking about grown men, working full-time, who have less than a week's worth of money in their bank account. No margin, no savings. One flat tire or similar bad surprise, and they're in full crisis. This is everywhere, from the teenager flexing fake wealth on Instagram to the man in his 30s still borrowing from his mom just this once, to the guy making six figures but somehow always behind on rent. In Western liberal societies, this is the norm now. Debt is the lifestyle. Instant gratification is the religion. And looking rich has replaced stability and decency. Most people don't own anything. And when they think they do, there's debt hiding in the shadows. They lease the car, finance the phone, some even finance their clothes. They rent an apartment, often at a price that makes no sense, and then scroll through their feed, pretending this illusion is normal. It's not normal, it's not sustainable, and deep down, you know it. You've probably felt it too, that quiet panic at the store, hoping the card clears, that gut drop moment when rent's due, and you're checking your account 3 times, trying to remember if that last charge went through. That mental math you do in the grocery store just to see if you can afford that basket. How many of you, how many times, have drawn the card at the terminal, scared to death it won't go through? That's not freedom, that's survival. And you weren't made to live like that. But most won't admit it. Instead, they hide. They mask the stress with small dopamine hits. A night out, a new gadget, some fast food, a cheap vacation they can't afford. A little pleasure to cover the pain. But pleasure doesn't fix poverty. It delays it. It buries the urgency under distraction. And distraction is expensive. So, it gets worse. You're always behind, always owing, always pretending. Debt becomes normal. Paycheck to paycheck becomes a way of life. And soon, you start believing this is just how adulthood works. But deep down, you hate it. You hate checking your balance every time before you tap. You hate saying no to things you need because you said yes to things you didn't. You hate being one emergency away from calling someone for help. You carry that shame around. It builds over time, quiet, heavy, daily, and eventually, you don't even dream anymore. You just get through the week. That's what this system does to you. It beats the fight out of you and convinces you that all this debt and anxiety is just the cost of existing. But it's not. It's the cost of avoiding responsibility. Now, here's the truth. This isn't about the economy. It's not about your boss or your parents or the government. It's not about bad luck. It is about you, about your habits, your decisions, your ability or refusal to delay gratification. You want freedom? You want to stop being broke? Then stop lying to yourself. Stop saying you're trying when you're not. Stop pretending it's impossible when you've never given it a real shot. Stop blaming the world when you haven't taken control of a single day in your life. This isn't about shame. It's about agency, about finally stepping into the driver's seat. No more autopilot, no more numbing out, no more coping mechanisms dressed up as self-care. It's time to grow up. It's time to take responsibility for your money, your time, your energy, your outcomes. No one's coming to save you. You don't need a savior. You need to show up for yourself. That's where it begins. Okay, now, let's make this real. If you want to stop being broke, you need more than just motivation. You need a plan and the discipline to follow through. But listen carefully, I'm not going to send you a template, no budget spreadsheet, no downloadable ebook, no gimmick or 10-step checklist. Why? Because if this is real for you, if something in your chest is finally burning for change, then you don't need a pre-made form. You need to build your own fire. This has to come from you. Not because it's easier that way, but because it's right that way. The same reason you were given choice in the first place. To stand on your own feet, to search, to wrestle with your old ways, to become something new through the process of transformation itself. You can't shortcut character. You can't outsource self-mastery. So if you're waiting for someone to hand you the perfect roadmap, you're not ready yet. But if you're willing to do the work, actually do it, then that change will be yours, not borrowed, not copied, earned, forged, real. But start here. Review your last 3 months' card movements. Pull every bank statement. Go transaction by transaction. Write them down. Categorize them. Food, rent, clothes, junk. Just be honest to start with. Ask yourself, did this expense build me or did it weaken me? Was this essential for survival or emotional comfort? Would I still buy this if no one ever saw it? Don't say you forgot, because you didn't. You chose, every time. And now it's time to look those choices in the face. Maybe it was money from your parents, maybe from a job you hate. Doesn't matter. It was yours to manage. And if you've been wasting it, so own it. Then build a basic budget. It doesn't have to be complex. It just has to be real, honest, brutal even. Start at the top. What are you earning? Every cent, write it down. No fluff, no assumptions. Next, list your core needs. Food, shelter, transportation, basic communication. Only what keeps you alive and moving. That's it. Then, put savings right after it. Not what's left after you spend. No, it must be the first cut you make with intention, right after survival. Savings are not what's left, is what leads. You treat savings like it's oxygen, because one day it will be. And finally, whatever is left, that's your lifestyle, not the other way around. You don't build your lifestyle and hope it all fits. You earn it after you've done what matters. As a summary, income on top, basic needs below that, savings immediately after. Keep this one alive because it will be the spine of your future and only then your lifestyle. We'll talk more about that part soon, but for now, keep it lean. The budget isn't punishment. It's a shield, a boundary against your weaker self. Follow it not for perfection, but to stop bleeding cash into what's killing your future. Every week you follow it, you'll feel stronger. You'll see money pile up, slowly, quietly. That's not just growth. That's proof you're becoming a man of order. Get income and focus. If you're unemployed or floating between things, find something now. Anything that brings stable, recurring income. It doesn't need to be glamorous, but it does need your full attention. And if you already have a job, but you're sleepwalking through it, wake up, show up early. It's time to master the system. Get faster, do it better, ask for more. People notice the man who treats small work like it matters. That's how doors open. Dad'd cut the bleeding, ruthlessly. Cancel the unnecessary. Stop ordering out. Stop Stop the impulse buys. Tell your friends, I'm locking in for a while, guys, and disappear from the party scene for a season. Use that time to learn a skill. Read, build, practice. You don't need to explain it to anyone. Let your discipline speak for you later. You're not missing out. You're doubling down. And if you're sitting there thinking, I'm so far gone I can't even start, good. That means the truth is finally cutting through. Now, maybe you have no job, no skills, no one in your corner. Maybe you're stuck in a cycle you can't even name. Still, don't hide. Don't sit there waiting for life to come rescue you, because it won't. Instead, get up, go outside, breathe in, breathe out, and have a good look around. See someone? Help them. Time to give for a change. Carry something. Hold the door. Offer your time. Be useful. Be sincere. Start right where you are. It won't cost you anything, and you've got nothing to lose. Let me hit your nerve a bit more. You know anyone who owns a small construction company, or someone working long hours on site but still struggling to find a decent helper? Go to him. You would be sitting home scrolling social media anyways. Show up the right way. Be honest. Be hungry. Ask if you can learn. Offer to help. Intern if you have to. Because that's one of the few trades AI isn't coming for. Hands-on work, real skills, real value. Don't overlook the quiet, tough jobs just because they're not flashy. That might be the very door that leads you out of this hole. That's how you begin to rebuild. Not with money, with movement, with humility, with a decision to live with more intention than you did yesterday. Because wisdom and discipline, they don't belong to the elite. They belong to anyone who's willing to listen. Discernment will follow next. So, start now. Inspect your spending. Build your budget. Find your work. Cut the bleeding. Use your silence to grow. Help someone today and grow from it. And yes, it's going to be tough, but that's the point. Let the fire in your gut finally push you forward. Let it get uncomfortable enough that you have to change. Let it burn away the distractions, the laziness, the excuses. Because this, right now, is your wake-up call. And it starts with you. Stay tuned. In the next episodes, we'll get into the tools, the habits, the actual moves to build more income, more discipline, more freedom. But before all that, this inner shift, that's the one that matters now. It doesn't need years. For some men, it happens in a single day. Others, they take months. Most, they never change. Which one are you?